Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 3 of my series on how to play as each character from Roblox Star Wars Heroes vs Villains. Today I'll be showing you guys how to play as Rey Palpatine. Now, the abilities you're going to want to choose for Rey is for the Force, you're going to want to choose Chain Lightning, and for her special, you're going to want to choose the Dash Attack. Now, as you can probably tell throughout the video, I used Chain Lightning in 3 different ways. I used it in the noob way, the middle way, and the pro way. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is the noob way to use Chain Lightning? And I'll tell you, the new way of using Chain Lightning only works on the players who are just starting out or the ones who are just complete noobs at the game. It's when you jump up and you use Chain Lightning and it hits. Now, the only reason why I say this is a new way is that anytime if you're gonna face against a player who uses Rey and they use Chain Lightning, there's always a good chance that every time they jump up in the air, they're gonna use Chain Lightning. So of course, to counter it, as soon as they jump up in the air, just block and their Chain Lightning won't hit you. Now you might be wondering, what is the middle way to use Chain Lightning? Well, I'll tell you. As you can see here, when I'm fighting Anakin, I get him to low health. And so what I do is I'm making sure I get enough distance from him and I use Chain Lightning so I could kill him off. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this just to kill your opponent, but it's basically, if you're fighting your opponent, instead of being predictable and jumping up, just create enough distance between you and your opponent just for a little bit and use Chain Lightning and then go back into the attack. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is the pro way to use chain lightning? Well, as you can see here, when I jumped on top of the Millennium Falcon, at first it was just a one-on-one fight, me versus Ventress, until her teammates came along so that they can create some distance between me and Ventress, and so that I wouldn't kill Ventress. Now, don't worry, this is all part of the plan on how to use chain lightning in the pro way. So, what happens when Ventress teammates come at me and they start to create this distance between me and Ventress? Well, Ventress teammates are thinking, okay, we're gonna go there, we're gonna overwhelm him, we're gonna team up, and we're gonna create distance so that he's not gonna kill Ventress. So Ventress is gonna think, oh, I'm not gonna die because now my teammates are attacking him. And this is what makes it perfect, because Ventress is gonna lower her guard, and the teammates of Ventress that are trying to overwhelm me are gonna be more on the offense rather than trying to defend. So that is when you see that I jump and I use chain lightning, and I'm not focused on Ventress's teammates. I'm focused still on Ventress. So when I throw chain lightning, it'll hit one of Ventress's teammates, and if he doesn't block it, it's gonna bounce around to all of the nearest enemies, and so it'll hit one enemy, and if there's another one close to him, it'll hit him, and it'll keep going until eventually it reaches Ventress, finally killing her. So that is the pro way of using it. Now, this only works when everyone is close by together, when all the enemies are close by together. If the person you're fighting originally gets too much of a distance and you throw chain lightning at their team, it's not gonna hit.
Very.
Now, I don't really talk about race special, which is the dash attack, mostly because the dash attack, honestly, I feel like it's not really that good at all to use, but there are ways to use it, and I'll be telling you guys exactly the different ways you can use the dash attack. One, as you can see here, Grand Inquisitor is running away from me, and I need to catch up to him, but I can't. So what do? I use a dash attack. The dash attack gives me more speed, helps me catch up with him a lot faster, and then I can use the chain lightning to finish him off. Another thing to know about the dash attack is that even though you're completely open to lightsaber attacks or force abilities with it, which is not that great, if you use it correctly, if your opponent's blocking and you use it, you actually take away a lot of your opponent's stamina. How much do you take away? I'm not even sure myself. But you do take away a good chunk of the stamina. And another thing to know is that sometimes you're able to overwhelm your opponents when you use the dash attack, but it's not really something I would recommend you guys using. It's something that I use though, and it is something I said at the beginning of the video. Oh, you know what? Go ahead, use this. But realistically speaking, I wouldn't use it if I were you guys. I rely more on the chain lightning.